Hey, what's going on? Lewis from Michael Buddy. I'm going to be exploring Hardberger Park on the north side of Wurzbach Parkway, and just wanted to share a couple things with you. But before I get started, I wanted to show you what I have with me whenever I go out to look for mushrooms. This is not an extensive foraging loadout, but I just wanted to share a couple of things that I carry with me. So I have me just a small day pack, and I carry this brush. This is for field dressing the mushrooms. Whenever you pull them up, you know, they do have a lot of dirt and debris, and when you place them inside your basket or bags or whatever you're using, you want to get all this stuff off just so it doesn't get all over your mushrooms, especially if you're trying to cultivate them. So there's that. Knife. This is for harvesting. It's just as a Gerber, just a pocket knife, nothing special. I do have a multi-tool here just in case I need it for something else, and it's always this little backup. Gloves in case I do not want to touch certain things. There's nettle vines, stinging nettles, poison ivy, poison oak. There's all kinds of stuff out here, so these are good if there's a mushroom that I want to get to, but it seems to be being obstructed by some vegetation. So just have these just in case. I got to do that. This is my plant loop. Again, horrible design, but it works. It's got different magnifications, and it's got a light on there, so that way I can look at things close up. This is always cool to get some of those really microscopic photos of things, and it's good just to take a look at stuff at the micro level just to see what's going on. Then if it's not raining, I'll bring this with me just for a quick reference. The reason why I say that is because I don't think this bag is completely waterproof. It kind of is, but isn't. But it's good just to have this with you. You don't want to have your field guides with you out in the field, ironically, because the best time to look for mushrooms is when it's wet and rainy, and you don't want to ruin this book, especially this one. This it's back in print, but man, this thing is pretty pricey. I don't know why it's so pricey, but yep, I just carry that with me as well. Again, day pack. Let me open up here. Hold on a second. And I got these little bags just for a quick, take a quick sample, grab a little piece. Again, this has a little wax liner on the inside, which isn't ideal because the mushrooms do start sweating and whatnot, and they can get all mushy. But I use these because I'm not out here with a basket and stuff. I'm just kind of moseying around, just trying to see what's out here. Also carry me just it's a little mini first aid kit, just some basic stuff, bacitracin, tape, alcohol, band-aids, just for little minor stuff. You'll get poked out here and things like that. And most importantly, water. Yeah, make sure you're hydrated when you're out foraging. I always throw a pinch of Himalayan salt in my water, so that way I can retain that water and I get the minerals from it. So that's my loadout. This is by no means extensive, but this is what I carry with me whenever I go to look for mushrooms. So I just wanted to share that with you. So I was filming my little loadout video and had this little mushroom here. This is Udamenciella radicata, and it grows solitary at the base of trees and around trees. You can find that just kind of scattered about, but usually you'll find them just like this right in front of the tree, pronounced, and they have a gelatinous layer on their cap, so when you give them a boop you can feel that. And these can get pretty big, and their stem runs pretty deep into the ground, so if you pull it up, there's a chance you may break it off. But if you do want to pull it up to check it out, dig around the base of the stem and see if you can get the whole thing out. It's usually a little over a foot, depending on the rainfall. So it's the first mushroom that we found, and we're gonna go look for some more. So whenever you see areas like this is definitely an area to investigate from all the fallen wood and debris. And here we go. Got one right there. Perfect environment for fungi. So I found this little polypore here, and I'm gonna take my plant loop and we're gonna take a closer look underneath, check out the pores. Place this in front of my camera lens. Beautiful. And that's where the spores are being released on top of the rest of this debris. So as the spores drop here and the conditions are just right, they'll germinate and we'll have mycelium start to grow and break down all this organic matter, and the cycle continues. Oh. And then here's some xylaria, these little guys here. Oh. And there you go, this one's sporing itself, and I'm spreading the spores here. A lot of stuff going on in this wood pile. So again, wood debris, fallen logs, this is the place to look for some fungi. So one of the things I do when I'm out here and I come across a bunch of debris and standing dead wood is I see how stable it is, and then if it can break, I drop it in a safe area so that way it doesn't damage the live vegetation, and this material makes contact with the ground so that way the fungi can get to it and start to recycle this. So just something I wanted to share. And this little area along the fallen debris is a perfect microclimate for mushrooms to fruit. So we got this little guy here. I'm gonna lift this up so you can see what's going on. Look at that beautiful mycelial network. And I just pissed off a bunch of ants. It's all good. I mean, they may be farming this stuff, I don't know, they may be using this mycelium for something, but again, we look under here, mycelium making contact with the wood and growing its network into this wood and breaking it down and recycling this material. So here's something you may have wondered about. All this fallen wood that you come across here in the woods, some of it is nice and spongy, right? You can grab some of it, you can crumble it up, it's nice and soft, right? And this is an indication that fungi have already run through here and degraded the lignin and cellulose, and they live behind this bleached material, right? This still needs to be broken down some more. You have your secondary, tertiary decomposers and all your microorganisms that can now eat this and process this stuff, you know, like the termites. And the white rot fungi is what causes this, right? It leaves behind a bleached, whitish, you know, more brighter colored material that can be, you know, crumbled up. And I found this other piece. This is from brown rot fungi. You can see that it mostly degrades the cellulose, and it leaves behind these little straight edge, kind of cube-like, you know, not perfect cubes obviously, but more straight line cracks in the wood. Now there are fungi that eat both, it's not just one or the other, but this one seems to have both because it's nice and spongy, but then on the outside, you know, you have the cracking of the brown rot fungi. So if you ever wondered about that, that's what this is. And oop, need to be careful there, looks like a spidey house, my bad. But yep, so I just wanted to share that with you in case you've ever wondered why the wood looks the way it does out here. And just a note that this is excellent material if you are a gardener and you want to make some hugel beds or hugel mounds. This retains a lot of moisture, and it also feeds the fungi that's in the soil there, leading to, you know, a nice little water reservoir under the ground, and also food for the fungi to feed your soil, to eventually feed your plants, and eventually feed you. So I just wanted to share that information with you. I'm going to start this video here as close as I can to this spider web that spans from this persimmon right here all the way to this persimmon. And these large webs are woven by what I call the master weavers. These are large orb weaver spiders that eat really good out here in the wild. This one's a pretty good size. She's keeping cool under the persimmons. Their bites aren't venomous, but I still want nothing to do with that. That design on her back says leave me alone, and that's what I'm about to do. Have a good day, Spidey. So I'm gonna poke around here in all this old wood, and found this little guy. Give it a boop. I flipped this over. Got all kinds of life happening down here. Got some crust fungi. Got all these roly-polies partying up. Got some Daldenia down here. Oh, check this out. This is growing right out of this piece of wood. And then I found this little guy over here. Super cool. Beautiful blue color. And I'm gonna see what I can do with this guy. So I pulled that little blue guy out of the wood here. You can see the mycelium running down the side. And there's a little baby. Adorable. I was on my way out and stopped by this little bit of fallen debris and spotted some Russulas. Looks like they've been out here for a while. Popped open my field guide to see maybe if, you know, I can spot something here. This is definitely not an indication that it's this mushroom, because usually when the mushrooms start out, the caps are more conical and then they begin to flatten out as they mature to release more of their spores. And so just wanted to share these with you all. I'm gonna pick one here. Oh, yeah, definitely is being eaten by these guys, so they're edible for them, but I don't think these are edible at all. So I'm gonna set this back down there so the party can go on. Checking out this old stump here at Hardberger. Got some Daldenia growing on this thing, and some reishi, which I'm kind of hesitant to collect. Granted, this is in the dog park, and so this thing has probably been urinated on quite a bit, but I'm just gonna leave this here. Looks like a reishi, so I'll let this do its thing. Maybe come back in a week or two, see how this is doing. Hope you enjoyed that short walk at Hardberger Park and learned a little bit about the local fungi and local ecology. I forgot to close the video out at the time, and so I'm doing that here. I took that walk at the end of May, and it's the beginning of July now, so it's been a little bit. If you like the stuff that I'm sharing, please consider subscribing and checking out some more of my work at michaelbuddy.com. And I'll leave the links down below for some of the stuff that I carry with me on my walks. And I hope to share a lot more of this stuff with you. And it's not only going to be mycology, it's going to be nature in general. Just mycology connects so many different things, and I'm not going to limit myself to that. And so I look forward to sharing a whole bunch more of my work with you. So have a great day.